Thanks, everybody. Thank you for the introduction, Robert. I'm incredibly impressed by the turnout here tonight. First of all, if you voted for me, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. If you didn't vote for me, I am sure there will be moments over the course of the next 4 years where I will thank you and think that you were actually right in your judgment. For those of you who didn't vote, I really want to beg and implore you to vote in the May 21 runoff election. The turnout in the city of Los Angeles' primary election was citywide. Maybe once they finish counting the outstanding votes, maybe 20%. And that is an embarrassing number. It was actually higher somewhat in this district, one of the most civically engaged districts in the city. But even here it was low. And that is a sign of a broken city. And we can only get better and get stronger if more people get involved. As a candidate, I was always asking people to vote for me. And as a campaign, we were asking people to find 11 other people who would also vote in the election. So tonight I'm not going to ask you to vote for me because I don't have to be in the runoff, but I'm going to ask you to please vote May 21 and please get 11 other people to vote. We really need to get people as engaged at the city level as they are at the federal and the state level. It is extremely important. The issues that you know, the issues that matter to us most, that affect our quality of life, traffic and public safety and development, are shaped by these city elections. And they're too important for people to sit on the couch and forget what's important. I've been given 4 minutes and 59 seconds to talk, and I'm sure they'll enforce that strictly, so I just want to say one more thing. I've been asked a few times over the past couple weeks, well, what now? What do you intend to do once you get elected? And I just want to say that I intend to do, when I take office, what I said I was going to do as a candidate. I want to focus on putting our neighborhoods first, on celebrating what is different and is unique and special about Brentwood, and preserving and protecting the quality of life in this community and in every other community in this district, and in celebrating and growing what I think is this remarkable city of neighborhoods. Los Angeles, we have some tough problems right now. We have some huge challenges. But I am absolutely inspired and optimistic because of the brilliance of the people who live particularly in this district. The things I want to focus on are public safety, not just crime, but fire protection and emergency preparedness as well. We need to do a much better job at deploying our police officers so that they spend less time in the station and more time on the streets. We need officers spending more time on the streets of Brentwood. But we also need more fire services here. Over the past couple years, the fire department has been cut rather severely, and some of the worst impacts in the city have been in the northern part of this district. And my #1 priority during the budget cycle is going to be to try to restore LAFD resources. It's going to be very difficult because we didn't approve the sales tax, so the budget is going to be a little bit tougher. The next round of this fight is in April and May. It's on Bill's watch, but I'll be there as his chief of staff at his side. And if we don't win in this round, I'll be picking up the gauntlet and making sure we continue that fight in the next round. The second thing that is going to be at the top of my agenda is traffic, is transportation. The challenge of our time, the challenge in our city right now, is to build an alternative system of transportation, to break our reliance only on the automobile. I'm on the board as Bill's designate, and I will succeed him on the Expo board, building the Expo line to Santa Monica by 2015. And after we do that, to make that work, we actually need to make sure there's enough parking, and we need to make sure that we've created an integrated system of shuttles and bus lanes so that people can actually avail themselves of that. We need to get the Green Line into LAX, we need to build a mass transit line north-south, and we also need to build out, we need to finish the work that Bill Rosendahl started of building out a network of bicycle lanes in Los Angeles. The city just approved a master plan for 1,700 miles of bicycle lanes in the city of Los Angeles. And we need to build those out over the next 5 to 7 years. Now, I'm relying a little bit on my stump speech here, but a lot of folks will say, I'm not going to use a bicycle. I'm not going to use the Expo line. How is that going to help traffic? The thing I want to remind people of is there have been studies over the past several years that have shown that if you reduce the number of cars during peak traffic hours on a freeway by 2 to 3%, it can improve traffic by 15 or 20%. And if you doubt that, check out what the freeways are like on Yom Kippur. A small impact in behavior makes a huge impact in traffic. And by building out the bicycle lanes and by building out mass transit, alternative transportation, we can begin to make a difference. One of the other things that is a huge priority for me that I hope to work very closely with the smart people in the new tech sector in this district on is using technology to make our city government a lot smarter, a lot faster, a lot more efficient, and a lot more transparent. There are 2 technological things I talked a lot about on the campaign trail. One was iPads for cops. When a police officer takes a report when there's a crime, they use a piece of paper, and they use carbon paper. And then they spend hours doing paperwork, either back at the station or on overtime. And then someone literally drives that paper downtown. But when I go to my doctor now, my doctor uses an iPad to take all my notes, to transfer all my medical information back and forth. Everything is integrated. And by the time I am in the parking lot of my doctor's office, my prescription has already been sent to CVS. By the time I get there, it's filled. I want to challenge the big employers, the big corporate citizens in our district and in our city to help us get to a point where every cop can have an iPad. So we don't have to get into a false fight about do we fire recreation and parks assistants to put more cops on the street. I want to put more cops on the streets by using technology to more efficiently use their time. And the final technological thing I want to do is, when I talk to my nieces and nephews on the East Coast, I can do it for free anytime I want by using Skype or using FaceTime. But if you want to testify on an issue before the City Council, you need to drive all the way downtown, take a day off work, fight traffic, and sit on a bench. In whatever committee I wind up chairing, I'm going to demonstrate that we can actually allow people to use technology to testify and allow things to happen much more quickly and more efficiently and easily.